Hey there everyone, welcome back to another Game Vault video. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault. We're going to talk about Dead Rising 2 Deluxe Remaster today. That's DR for those who like, shorten things up. And Capcom is accused of race-swapping psychopath boss Larry Chang from Asian to white, likely due to racial stereotype in Dead Rising, the Deluxe Remaster. So let's cue to music and we'll talk about this one. So, video game publisher and developer Capcom is being accused of race-swapping one of their psychopath bosses in Dead Rising from Asian to white, likely due to racial stereotype. Ex-user Pirate Nation shared a pair of screenshots of Larry Chang from the original game and an unnamed white man wearing glasses and a baseball hat that appears to be a replacement for Chang. The user wrote, Capcom's Dead Rising remake race-swap psychopath boss Larry Chang from Asian to white, likely due to racial stereotype. And here we have the two pictures. Now, it's one thing I talk about a lot on this channel with stuff like this is intellectual honesty, and I'm going to be intellectually honest on this one. While there's a vast difference in both of these characters, this does not necessarily look like a white guy to me. This could easily be an Asian guy. You can kind of see the slants around the eyes and so forth, just the almond shape of the eye as opposed to the more rounded eye of a Westerner. And a white guy, this guy is a parody almost of a Chinese guy. I mean, this is pretty bad. This older graphics and all that. This is a remaster, mind you now. And this guy got a serious glow up on it, but I don't think they made him white. I think they just made him look like an actual human being rather than the character of a human being. So, I'm going to err on Capcom's side here and say this was nothing more than just making the character look better. This is not, I'm all in for the culture war and all this stuff that's going on, but I got to call it as I see it. And sorry, Pirate Nation, I disagree with you on this one. The heavyset white man seen in the screenshot was recently featured in a Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster announcement trailer for Capcom USA. The game's protagonist, Frank West, is seen in what looks to be a meatpacking building, and the fat white man greets him saying, "A customer?" This is a line that Chang used in the original game. In the original game, Chang is one of the game's many psychopaths or individuals who have lost their minds in the wake of a zombie outbreak and have become a violent threat to the survivors. He is clearly depicted as an Asian man, and he also happens to be a butcher who is located in the meat processing area in the maintenance tunnels during Case 8-4, The Butcher. The character fits the bill as a psychopath given he believes zombies are spoiled meat and people are fresh meat. He's not wrong. In fact, players first encounter him when they see him dragging Carlito Keys into the meat processing area through a security camera. When players arrive at the scene, Chang is hanging Carlito onto a meat hook and is preparing to butcher him to eat. As West arrives, Chang leans down over Keys and says, "Ah, customer." He then turns around and confronts West with a maniacal laugh. So, I'm going to link down below here. You're going to have all the links to all this stuff. You can watch all this yourself. I watched the trailer, and I watched this. And yeah, while there are vast differences between these two characters, again, I don't think they made this into a white guy. I don't think this is a DEI type thing or anti-white or however you want to look at this one. I just can't buy into that one, guys. Sorry about that one. It's just the way it is. But the accusation does indeed have merit, given Capcom announces its localization team was altering video games for cultural adaptation, preserving context and inclusive storytelling. Back in April, the company posted it to X, and here it is. What is localization? Embark on a global adventure through the lens of game localization. Beyond mere translation, we're diving into the art of cultural adaptation, preserving context, and inclusive storytelling. Join us as we unravel the intricacies that make games resonate worldwide. Localization isn't just about translating word, it's about adapting the game for a global audience. Think cultural nuances, idioms, and regional flair. A good localization makes players feel right at home, wherever in the world they are. Next thing to talk about, lost in translation. This is the important context. Preserving the vibe is key. Jokes, references, and even gameplay elements might need a little cultural remix. It's important to find that sweet spot to make sure players get the intended experience without feeling like something got lost in the process. And bridging the linguistic gap is each language has its own unique structure and cultural context. Our teams work to ensure the narrative and dialogue maintain coherence and emotional impact. It's not just about words, it's about capturing the essence of the story in a way that resonates with the target audience. And I'll be honest, localization doesn't bother me. I get it, but I know there are people involved in localization that abuse it. There are definitely people that do that. They take things way too far, especially here in the States. I think we're probably the worst human beings in the world for localization because everybody wants to make everything for the crap modern audience here. So, whatever that is, But this just feels like a nothing burger, this story. The team then announced it was fully embracing wokeness with cultural sensitivity changes in characters and inclusive language and representation. For cultural sensitivity in characters, the company wrote, character design and development must be culturally sensitive. What may be acceptable in one culture might be offensive in another. Localizers play a crucial role in ensuring that characters are relatable and respectful, avoiding stereotypes or other references that could be perceived as negative in specific cultures. As for inclusive language and representation, it said localization efforts extend to promoting inclusivity through language and representation. This involves adapting not only the linguistic aspects, but also addressing gender-specific language, cultural norms, and diverse perspectives. The aim is to create an immersive experience where players from different backgrounds can identify with the characters and narrative. This can be very challenging for certain languages due to error. I guess, gender-specific language, it doesn't necessarily mean anything bad, because, if you look, there are languages that have masculine and feminine words in it, like the Romance languages, Spanish and so forth, where words are said differently for male and female. English doesn't have that, So, not really sure what they're talking about here. It's kind of ambiguous and diverse perspectives. It sounds like they're leaving a lot on the table here that for interpretation. And, I don't mind cultural sensitivity. Nobody wants to be stereotyped. I mean, I get it. We don't want the Chinese guy to come out there and be like, what's his name back in Breakfast at Tiffany's. I get it. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, the representation crap, that's where it starts to get funky, because representation, again, is just... It's this word that really raises my hackles these days because it's something that's been abused. It's a word that's being used like a club to just beat people's opinions into everybody else. And I can't stand that, I don't want to be lectured. I don't want to be told what to do. I don't want to be told what I can say, how I can think, or what I have to play, what I have to enjoy, and all that other crap. Just let me be. Let me make my own choices, right? But Capcom continued to post, humor often relies on cultural references and wordplay, making it a challenging aspect of game localization. Translators must carefully navigate puns, jokes, and cultural references to maintain the intended comedic effect. This requires a deep understanding of the target audience's sense of humor while staying true to the original wit. The post concludes with consistency in terminology, and that states that maintaining consistency in terminology is crucial for a smooth and coherent gaming experience. This applies not only to translating words, but also to ensuring that game mechanics, instructions, and lore are consistently represented across languages. Establishing a cohesive language system helps prevent confusion and enhances the overall gaming experience for players worldwide. Now, the joke thing I get, because a lot of jokes, the sense of humor varies greatly around the world. But not only that, but words, right? Words are very important in humor. How you say things. Sometimes it's words that rhyme or words that sound alike that get switched can be part of the joke. Something like, here's an off-color but not vile joke that you can say in English that I don't know how it would translate in other languages because I don't know the words for it, but what do you call a herd of masturbating cows? That would be beef stroganoff. Right? And it's funny in English because beef stroganoff. I told that joke at a dinner table when I was a little kid. And my mother was horrified. My father, he smirked a little bit and he thought it was kind of funny. But anyway, so yeah, so I get the joking part. That's got to be a hard job, to be honest with you. But and the maintaining consistency in terminology and all that, I get it, man. So anyway, I think this is a whole lot of something over what really is going to amount to nothing. Now, maybe he won't be a character this time around. You know, he certainly kind of looks like a character here. Maybe he's going to be more realized, more human. This is a remaster. Everybody looks better. You know, watch the trailer for it, and you'll see they do some comparisons from the older version of the game to the newer one. And everybody got a glow up. Everybody got a really nice glow up. And this one looks like Larry Chang. Just got a glow up and doesn't look like a character of a Chinese chef, you know, from way back in the day. Anyway, let me know what you guys think down below. Am I reading this wrong in your opinion, or do you think, you know, I'm dead on this one? You know, I'll always be honest with you guys. If I don't agree with something that, you know, I'm not here to follow trends and just, you know, agree with everybody else. Sometimes you got to push back even against people that you normally agree with, and this is an opportunity for me to do so, so I'm taking that today. If you enjoyed this video at all, please leave a like on it down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and to ring that bell for notifications. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, peace.